Caiden Cowger.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. So, the young jerks are in the news, yeah. You know, I really don't understand why they call themselves young, because, quite truthfully, there are a bunch of people that are in their mid to late 40s, or basically going through midlife crises, still call themselves young. But anyway, they're in the news for apparently getting in this big tussle with Alex Jones. The Young Turks, or Jerks, whatever you want to call them, I really don't care. Either way works. The Young Jerks were at the RNC doing their progressive coverage of the entire thing. And they faced off with Alex Jones, according to what we have here from Mediaite.com. Alex Jones, Roger Stone, crashed the Young Turks broadcast, and everyone went completely crazy. The progressive political talk show, The Young Turks, faced off with the far, far, far right, Alex Jones and Roger Stone, at the RNC. And it was, just well, according to Josh Fieldman, Mediaite. Jones crashed the Young Turks live broadcast and teased them a little. Cenk and Anna got combative with Jones, told him off, and they started arguing. Jones handed Cenk a Bill Clinton rape shirt, which caused Cenk to then grab his microphone and tell him that he's sick and that Trump has been accused of rape too. Stone jumped in and backed up Jones, and that's when things really got out of hand. Cenk shouted at Stone that he's sick, and the two of them went back and forth as Jones perched himself on Cenk's shoulder. And you can, of course, go on YouTube and watch that entire wonderful encounter yourself. Yeah, to be completely honest with you, though, you had Cenk that started arguing with Alex Jones. He first started arguing with him, then he went on to Roger Stone, then he started yelling at Alex Jones and at Roger Stone again, and then Anna jumped in out of nowhere and started yelling at Alex Jones to get the blankety-blank off the stage. Oh, I tell you, it really looked like a parody, to be completely honest with you. It did. I was surprised. It looked exactly like a parody, and you know, quite honestly, I have to say, in the end, I don't know who did it. If it was a parody, it's incredibly clever, and, you know, God bless your heart, and nicely done, okay? But if it is Cenk and Anna, calm down, okay? I know you got fired from MSNBC. I know that the reason why you got fired was because they thought that you talked with your hands way too much, which, you know, quite honestly, you do. And I would tell you that you'd always have a place on this show. But I've never really given you a place on this show, so why start now? Anyway, moving on from that, and those of you who have been following, you know, keeping up with me for the past several years since 2012 know exactly what I was referring to there. If not, I encourage you to search Caiden Cowger Young Turks and listen to what they did to me. Because basically, and I'll just tell you guys, go ahead and tell you what happened. The Young Turks accused me of sending a video in to them, going onto their website, taking time out of my busy life to go onto their website and upload some stupid audio bit video thing that was clearly not me. It didn't sound like me whatsoever. And I actually found the kid who did that, but uploaded this video on there, and they accused me of being behind that video, of being the one who was talking there, and that I was somehow parodying myself. No one's got to take the time to parody Caiden Cowger. He did that totally himself. That was what Anna said. No, I did not. Yes, people have most definitely taken the time to, you know, parody me. They've also taken their time to send me death threats, to send me death videos, to send a lot of stuff, actually, regarding me. So yeah, they definitely do go out of their way to make my life, a living you-know-what. So that was the entire thing that took place there. The Young Turks basically slandered me, accused me of being responsible for the death of gay kids killing themselves because basically, yeah, I'm the one strapping the noose to their neck. So that's the Young Turks for you. That's why I, from that day forward, have nicknamed them the Young Jerks, because that is exactly what they are. They are jerks. They are scum of the earth. So that's all the compliments I have to say about them. Anyway, moving on. Have another thing. Speaking of the gay stuff, might as well talk about it, get out of the way rather than tying up the entire show with it. Have a thing that I want to read here for you. Apparently, the FDA wants all of us to get AIDS and die. Yeah, that's right. The FDA is considering doing away with the ban on gay men donating blood. And it's very, very concerning. This is what we're receiving from Time Magazine. Time Magazine reported that the FDA signals that it may lift a long-standing and controversial restriction on gay men donating blood. And see, here's the concern. Presently, they have given an exception to gay men donating blood as long as they are abstinent for at least a year. And the reason why they have had this restriction on homosexual males donating blood is because of AIDS being rampant throughout the LGBT community, especially among the gay population that are males. So anyway, this was something that was released not long ago, and I can actually go ahead and pull up that article here for you too. But we reported it on CowgerNation.com. It was released by the CDC. Earlier this year, the CDC reported that 1 in 6 male homosexuals will develop HIV. 1 in 6, and that is compared to 1 out of 473 male heterosexuals. This occurred back in February of this year. The CDC conducted a study, and they found, Centers for Disease Control, government organization, found that 1 in 6 homosexual males have a chance of contracting HIV. And that is compared to 1 out of 473 heterosexual men. So, guys, you have less than 1% of the heterosexual population, less than half of 1% of the heterosexual male population that gets HIV. But you have 1 in 6 male homosexuals that potentially can get HIV. And guys, this is information, if you reveal this, you're automatically called homophobic. That's what I've been trying to say for quite some time, all right? Anytime that you state facts like this, anytime that you state the evidence, you know, there's not any scientific evidence that states definitely that homosexuality is innate, that people are born gay. Nowhere does that evidence exist, because there are only a few theories that that scientists have been able to come up with as to why people are gay. One is a hormonal imbalance, some type of hormonal thing. So that would, I guess, mean that potentially in the future there would be some sort of straight pill that could give you a boost to make you straight. I mean, it's so stupid. I mean, I'm sure even members of the LGBT community would find that pretty dumb. And then you have the other theory where it's a gene. Well, what about Jason Collins, for example? He has a twin brother. A twin brother. They're not fraternal, twin brother. They have the same genes, the same DNA. Jason Collins is gay, his brother is straight. Well, if they have the same genes, the same DNA, then how can one be straight and one be gay? Doesn't make any sense. But there again, that's a flaw. Then we get to another one, which is birth order. And that's only been conducted on being the reason for male homosexuals. Okay, they say that when the male is in the mother's womb, it's attacked with antibodies, and the more boys that you have, the more antibodies that are going to recognize that fetus, that male fetus, as being a foreign object, so more antibodies are going to attack that, feminizing the fetus, causing it to become gay. But there again, you have a hormonal issue, which, once again, could be solved by just getting some type of hormone booster or some type of straight pill. So all of the theories that scientists have been able to come up with to conclude as to why gay people are gay is completely, crazy. It doesn't make any sense and can be debunked just like that. But that's what they're telling people, and that's what they have been trying to convince many members of the LGBT community, and they've been indoctrinating the liberal population, or really the overall population. They've been saying, no, we have scientific information to prove that homosexuals are born that way, and they don't. It's a lie. And any time that you state the evidence as to why you shouldn't practice homosexuality, you're called a bigot, you're called a homophobe, you hate gay people, you want them to die. I mean, it's just so stupid attacks that come from the liberal left just by stating uncomfortable truths. Because whether you like to admit it or not, it is a fact that 1 in 6 male homosexuals have a chance at developing AIDS compared to 1 out of 473, and that is coming from the CDC. It's not made up. But guys, once again, here you have people that are going to deny this, that are going to, no, it's not true. No, that we need to have equality for the LGBTs. We need to allow them to donate blood. We need to allow them to participate in this because it's discrimination if you don't. But see, the liberals have been saying for how long now that you're not going to be affected by this, that you're not going to be affected by LGBTs getting what they refer to as their rights, what they consider rights. You're not going to be affected. How does it affect you? Well, now it's affecting us because if something, Lord forbid, would happen to me or happen to you, what's going to take place? You could very well need a blood transfusion, especially if you're in a car accident or something, or if you're hemorrhaging. You have to have a blood transfusion. Well, if you are now allowing a high risk for HIV group into this blood drive, that is putting you and me at risk, thus affecting us, okay? But we've heard libertarians saying for some, oh, well, Thomas Jefferson said, doesn't pick my pocket or break my leg, what concern is it of mine? Well, now it is concerning us. It is concerning us. The libertarian argument and the liberal arguments do not work anymore. It is concerning us. And guys, whether you want to admit it or not, homosexuality is an idea. It is a thought that goes into people's heads, and they begin to experiment with it and entertain that thought. And because that thought tends to fascinate them, potentially more than, being in a heterosexual relationship, they act upon that impulse and they engage in that type of behavior. They allow that thought to be entertained in their mind because they lack self-control. I mean, if you cannot control what you think, if you cannot control what you believe, then you have some serious issues. You have a lack of self-control. And I'm sorry, it's just the way that it is. It is an impulse. It is a type of behavior that comes from being practiced due to it being entertained. If you don't entertain it and you recognize, no, that's not the way that I am, then you're fine. Okay? It works that way. But the only way to overcome that, once you start entertaining that, is then you get to the spiritual aspect of it, of where you have to develop a relationship with Christ and ask Him to deliver you from that. But that's a spiritual issue. That's what this has been, a spiritual issue overall. But they've tried to analyze it with all this other stuff. But the thing that I also have to say here is that you can oppose homosexuality without any religious ties whatsoever, without being a Christian. You can oppose it and be an atheist, because this scientific information that has found that homosexuality is detrimental to people who practice it, 1 in 6 chance of contracting HIV. Guys, if you truly love people who practice homosexuality, you will encourage them not to practice it. I'm sorry, and that's not a homophobic remark. When you are at a huge risk of developing HIV by practicing that, why would you want to encourage somebody to engage in that type of behavior? I don't understand, where that logic even comes from. Because we've been told by the liberal left for years, well, why do you care? Why do you care? Well, at the same time, we're called hateful. Well, if you care, isn't that, doesn't that go hand in hand with love? If you love somebody, don't you care about them? Well, that's the way that I have felt about homosexuality. That's the way that the overwhelming majority of people have felt regarding homosexuals. You love the sinner, you hate the sin. You love the person practicing it, and that's why you don't want them to practice it. That's why you don't want them to engage in it. You do not want them to practice a behavior that is detrimental to their health. And that's what I've been trying to explain to my audience, to the, people who listen to me on YouTube who are, members of the LGBT community. I don't hate anybody. I'm incapable of hating people. All right? That's why it always ticks me off when people say, you're hateful, you're a bigot, you're this, you're that. I can't hate anybody. I don't hate people. I'm not able to hate people. It's never, been in my system. I can't hate. I refuse to hate people because that makes you hard. It makes you terrible. And I don't agree with that. But the reason why I voice my opposition to homosexuality is because I look at this information, 1 in 6 chance of contracting HIV in the homosexual population. I don't want people to do that. I don't want people to engage in that.
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1132. 800-826-1132. That's 800-826-1132. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as student loan debt, tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
Caiden
Hey
Cowger.
guys, I'm completely serious. I mean,
Somebody had to
you
say it.
can't love somebody and want them to engage in behavior that is going to harm them. You can't love somebody and encourage them to engage in behavior that is going to harm them. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I've told people that I've been friends with that have been doing things that they shouldn't, that I've loved, that I've cared about. You know, if I didn't like you, if I didn't love you, I would not tell you, don't engage in that type of behavior, that it's going to destroy your future. The reason why I'm telling you that is because I want what's best for you. I want you to make the right decisions in your life. And I want to try to, as a friend, as someone who loves you, as someone who cares about you, I want to try to direct you in the right path and prevent you from making a decision, from engaging in types of behavior that is going to be detrimental to you. I don't want that to happen. And I read for you back in June where a study found that gay, lesbian, and bisexual people suffer more health problems compared to heterosexuals, and that was by Reuters. And I have the article actually right here. The National Health Interview Survey in 2013 and 2014 included a question about sexual orientation regarding, health and everything. And they found that out of the 69,000 participants, that the survey revealed that lesbian, gay, and bisexual adults were more likely to report impaired physical and mental health problems along with heavy alcohol consumption. So, guys, I mean, seriously, they have, and it goes even further. It says they have heavy cigarette use, potentially due to stressors they experience as a result of, different stuff going on regarding that entire thing. And they try to turn it around and blame it on discrimination and all this other stuff that was going on. But, to be completely honest with you, that was they included that study, that information, and then also put in there their opinion. And that's one of the things that I discussed there. But it stated that they have, that they experience impaired physical and mental health problems. They have impaired physical and mental health. Guys, I don't want somebody to engage in that type of behavior because it harms them. Okay? You can say it's hateful, whatever, but not wanting somebody to engage in behavior that has been proven to be detrimental to them. I'm sorry, it's not hateful. It's not being a bigot. It is not, trying to discriminate or try to make somebody feel bad. It's trying to save somebody from engaging in behavior that is going to completely wreck their immune system, that's going to wreck their health, their mental health, their physical health. And guys, I'm sorry, it's information like this that is being prevented from going mainstream. I mean, it's on Yahoo, it's on Reuters, it's on, many of these other outlets, but it's not being promoted as it should be. And the reason why is because you have people trying to stifle that from getting out because they want to continue pandering to you. And that's the thing that many of you members of the LGBT community have to understand. The reason why the Democrats and the Republicans don't talk about that issue is because they want your vote. And they don't want to do anything that is going to make you feel bad, okay? That is going to make you feel like you have to change anything. They don't want to make you feel like you're doing anything wrong, because if they make you feel like you're doing something wrong that you shouldn't be, then what ends up happening as a result of that is that you could very well get mad at them for saying that and then go over to the other side. And the Democrats started taking advantage of that first, and now we're seeing the Republicans do it. But with me, I don't have, anything in the game. All right. I don't look at politics as being a game. I don't look at this entire thing as being some sort of game where I have to, shift and do a whole bunch of stuff in order to, succeed in politics. I am here to tell you the way that it is. I'm a guy on the radio telling you the truth. And the truth is that this is a lifestyle that is detrimental to you. You can get mad at me. Many of you already have. Many of you have hated my guts for it. And that's fine. You have every right to do that. I don't hate you, but you can hate me. But I'm still going to tell you the way that it is, because whether you realize it or not, whether you will acknowledge it or not, I do care about you. I care about everybody. And I don't want to see people engage in this type of behavior. But then when we get into this new level of where they are wanting to allow members of the LGBT community, where they're wanting to allow gay men, to be specific, to donate blood when they have a 1 in 6 chance of developing HIV. Now we're getting into my health. because if something would happen to me or something would happen to somebody else where they need a blood transfusion, what could potentially happen is that they could get HIV from that blood. And I know what some people are saying. Oh, Cowger, you're so stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. They scan all that stuff to begin with. Yes, they do. They scan that stuff. But why do you think that they have presently a 1-year hold on members of the LGBT community or of the gay male population? Why do you think they require them to be abstinent for 1 year? It's because if they're in the early stages of HIV, it can be hard to test for that HIV, for that for AIDS being in their bloodstream, in other words. So it's very concerning. It can still get past that, and it raises concern for everybody who is not gay. And that's something that we really need to consider here. Now, liberals are going to say, no, you're discriminating, you're being hateful, you shouldn't be scared, this or that. But the fact of the matter is that if you're not going to say that this is concerning, then you are denying reality. And you're clearly denying the facts. And for the Democrats claiming to be the party of science, for the Democrats claiming to be the party of, that scientists flock to, because they say that with global warming. For the Democrats claiming to be the party of science, why are they all of a sudden denying biology? I mean, they've denied biology with AIDS being rampant in the LGBT population. And now they've also gone a step further and they've denied biology regarding biological gender. I mean, for the party of science, they are completely abandoning biology as being a certain aspect of science. So, I mean, guys, that's what I mean. The liberal left is full of people who cannot reason things out. They aren't capable of critical thinking. They aren't able to thoroughly, put this information through their head, and they've become so absorbent into their, ideology that they completely reject facts. And that is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous when they completely reject facts, when they completely reject credible studies that have been conducted and have found that this is detrimental, when they take junk science that can be easily disputed and praise that as being or exploit that as being, the gospel truth. It's very scary. It is very, very concerning. So, to be completely honest with you, if you want to compromise, then sure, allow the LGBT community overall to develop or to give blood, but keep that exclusively for the LGBT population. But I am going to tell you, you will be risking even further spreading HIV to the other members of the LGBT population, because presently, if somebody who happens to be gay needs a blood transfusion and that, AIDS virus is in it, or that, not virus, but, if AIDS is in it, if HIV is in that bloodstream, is in that, or collected blood, that person who may not have had it before can then suddenly get it. But of course, you're going to have the liberals that are going to be interfering again, because they're going to be saying, you know what, we have to have equality for them, and segregation based on blood is unacceptable. So, I mean, guys, it's really quite scary to see the direction that our country is headed. You've been lied to. You've been told for several years that this is not going to affect you, that none of this is going to have any impact on your life, and now all of a sudden we're finding out that it's putting us at a risk for HIV. That should be very concerning to you. You should be very worried about that, but that is the direction that our nation is headed. And I already know people that do not take, that refuse blood transfusions for that purpose. I know people who have a religious belief that they should not receive blood transfusions. I believe that is a certain branch of Catholicism that believes that. So, guys, this is just a completely different America that we are living in. We're living in America that has completely abandoned common sense, that has become obsessed with sex, and it is absolutely frightening. Absolutely frightening. And rather than going to reason, rather than going to logic, rather than acknowledging the truth, we are abandoning it for emotionalism. Because that's exactly what liberalism consists of, emotionalism.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
Somebody had to say it.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1132. 800-826-1132. That's 800-826-1132. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as student loan debt, tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
You know, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. The big reason why conservatives lost the entire argument regarding same-sex marriage as of right now is because they abandoned the facts. They did. They abandoned the facts on that issue. And you had the liberals that were just spouting this gibberish that could be easily debunked, like I told you with the hormonal imbalances they believe could be the reason why people are born gay. And in truth, if that's the case, then if you are given a simple, hormonal balancing pill, if you are given a, testosterone booster or something like that, and you are a male who's gay, I guess that would have somehow an impact on your mind and make you straight. Or in the future that would be possible. I'm sorry, that's stupid. That's not accurate. It's untrue. And I think that like I said earlier, I think most people of the LGBT community would agree with me on that. That there's not a simple gay pill or a simple straight pill that can determine your sexual orientation. And regarding the genetic theory, that it's somehow intertwined in genes. If you have two if you have two twins, identical twins, both of them have the same genes, the same DNA, how can one be born straight and the other born gay if it is innate? And the best example of that is Jason Collins, the first openly gay basketball player, and his brother. How can that be possible? It doesn't make any sense. So there's no scientific information that definitely proves as to what causes homosexuality. In other words, they have nothing. But it sounds good. It's a theory. I have a theory. Well, I have several theories too. But, guys, the thing that gets me with this entire thing is that rather than, because we have evidence of our own. All right, like I stated on this show, you have a 1 in 6 chance of developing AIDS if you are a male homosexual. 1 in 6, according to the Center for Disease Control, the CDC, in a report that was published in February of 2016. A 1 in 6 chance of contracting HIV compared to 1 out of 473 male homosexuals. Or excuse me, compared to 1 out of 473 heterosexuals. Now, I'm sorry, that is a big difference. It's clear 1 in 6 compared to less than 0.5%. Guys, that is there is a connection between HIV and male homosexual behavior. Well, considering that it's a concern for people's health, considering that we have information revealed that people who practice homosexuality have a greater chance of developing mental problems, have a greater chance of developing physical health problems, and that was a report, once again, that was published, that was conducted back in 2013 and 14, but what ended up happening is that it became revealed this year. They concluded their studies on this entire thing. And Reuters reported that one. But, from that organization, I'll go ahead and get the name of it here for you. But from that organization, it was conducted by the National Health Interview Survey. They found that gay people suffered more physical and mental health problems and heavy alcohol consumption along with heavy cigarette use. And they were more prone to being stressed. I mean, guys, when that information is clear and it's out there, and you can make because you can make the same argument against homosexuality that you can for cigarette usage, that you can for opposing people smoking, because it can be detrimental to their health. Well, homosexuality is the same way. It can be detrimental to the people who practice it. And if you love somebody and you care about somebody, you don't want them to engage in behavior that is detrimental to their health. And that's honestly 100% the reason why I feel about it. Even if I wasn't a Christian, I would still be in opposition to homosexual behavior because of what it does to people. Because it has been proven to harm them. I don't believe it's innate. I don't believe that people are born that way. Science doesn't prove that. The studies that have been conducted that have, claimed to conclude that homosexuality is innate can be easily debunked, as I've done time and time again on this show, as I just did a few minutes ago. I mean, guys, That's what conservatives should have done. But because evangelicals were practically the only group, unfortunately, that was voicing any amount of opposition to same-sex marriage or the entire thing regarding various other issues that we've been dealing with here, it has been recognized as being solely a religious issue, and religion can't dictate law in the United States as claimed by the liberal left. But the thing is that you don't need religion in order to form an argument in opposition to same-sex marriage, because based upon science, based upon health studies, you can easily conclude that homosexuality is an unhealthy lifestyle, should not, most definitely should not be promoted by the government. And that's exactly what recognizing same-sex marriage is. It is a recognition of homosexuality as being an alternative lifestyle that is perfectly healthy to engage in. But because conservatives try to do the same exact thing that liberals did, and that is rely on emotionalism rather than the truth, rather than the facts, they lost. Because it's more of an appealing argument. Well, these people need equality. Well, these people need fairness. Well, these people are being discriminated against. They are being segregated, this and that. That's a far more appealing argument than we have to protect the family, because the family has been in decline for several years. Because take a good look at divorce rates. Take a good look at deadbeat dads. Take a good look at the number of people today that are having their children out of wedlock. The family has been declining for quite some time. Has homosexual marriage and everything contributed to that decline? Yeah, of course it has, because now you're seeing kids that are going to be raised thinking that there's nothing wrong with practicing homosexuality and that there are no negative side effects that come along with it. No negative health side effects that come along with it. So yeah, of course, that is detrimental to the family, but the core issue that you should be focusing on here is what it does to the people who practice it. People should not be encouraged to engage in risky behavior. But that's what the liberal left has done. In other words, the liberals, the Democratic Party, is recognized as loving the LGBT community while encouraging them to commit acts against themselves that is harming them. That is harmful. It doesn't make any sense. In other words, if you love somebody, you're not going to want them to kill themselves. If you love somebody, you're not going to want them to partake in behavior that is harmful. But the liberal left has been able to manipulate their way into the culture, into the population, as being the party that is loving, that is caring, that is compassionate, that cares about gay people, when actually they don't. All they care about is getting their vote. That's all that they care about. And guys, it is very, very risky to see the direction that our nation is headed, to see a rejection of the facts, to see a rejection of knowledge, of information, and solely relying on emotionalism. And both sides are doing it. Because I want to tell you right now, I honestly believe that if the conservative movement overall would have relied on the factual information that has been conducted that proves that homosexuality is a detrimental lifestyle, that it is very damaging to people's mental, physical, and emotional health, that they would have won the same-sex marriage argument, and that they also would have won all arguments regarding homosexuality overall. Because how can you say that somebody is hateful, honestly conclude that somebody is hateful, when they are trying to encourage people not to partake in behavior that is harmful? You can't. It's just like I know a few people that smoke. I've told them, you need to quit doing that garbage. You need to throw it out, to stop smoking. Do they look at me as being hateful, as hating them? No. They look at me as being concerned. They think I'm, making a big deal out of nothing, some of them. But they look at me as being concerned. That's the same exact way that homosexuals should view people like me. I am concerned. Okay? I am, I don't want to see them engage in behavior that is harming them. And that's the way that Christians feel. Most Christians feel, I should say. Of course, you have your few, wackos out there like Westboro Baptists that say God hates you and everything. God doesn't hate you. He wants you to repent and turn away from that because it harms you. But that's another thing that people have to realize too. The Bible, the reason why the Bible expresses opposition to homosexuality and sin overall is because the Bible is based upon, I won't say it's based upon science, because science is basically a study, it's an explanation of God's creation. It's an explanation of creation overall.
Keeping America straight.
Somebody had to say it.
If you've ever been looking for a way to invest your money, gold can be a very good investment. Let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is one of the best companies in the business dealing with gold and other precious metals. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and can offer spectacular information on investing in gold. All you have to do is call 1-800-932-4108, and they will give you the knowledge that you need to make an investment. Even if you've just been curious about purchasing gold, this is a great group that can provide you with reliable information. Call 1-800-932-4108 and also ask them about some of their ebooks, such as 10 Shocking Reasons Why You Should Buy Gold and the Definitive Gold Guide. These resources are great for anyone, especially those that are just curious about investing. Call 1-800-932-4108. And some of their products that they offer are quite amazing. I mean, they have the gold bars, they have the gold coins, but they also have this thing called a Valcambi bar. And this is basically just a little bar about the size of a credit card that can fit into your wallet, made up of little grams of gold. So anytime that you just want a gram of gold, you just break one of them off. It's really quite neat. So by all means, contact our friends at Capital Gold Group. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. Once again, that is 1-800-932-4108.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1132. 800-826-1132. That's 800-826-1132. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as student loan debt, tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. 1132.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. It's great to have you with us. And I'll just explain to you real quick what I mean. The Bible and science go hand in hand. That's one thing that people really don't get. The Bible and science go hand in hand. Okay? You have three basic elements. And those elements are time, space, and matter. Time, space, and matter. Now, people often question, how can anybody believe that there's always been a God, that God has always been here? And the thing that's always gotten to me is that, well, how can you believe that the universe has always been here? How can you believe that these chemicals have always been here? How can you say that that came from nothing? It doesn't make any sense. It had to have a creator. That's the way that I've always felt about it, and that's why I've said in the past, I really don't have enough faith to be an atheist, because I just have a hard time believing that chemicals have always been in existence without having a certain point at where they were formed. Okay? Like the Big Bang Theory and everything. Where did that come from? Where did those chemicals come from? Because even that perplexes a lot of people who study that, who study the universe. And overall, they just believe that stuff has always been here, that it's that time, because this is the truth. And when you really think about it, time was not created until the earth was created. We didn't have time because when the earth was formed, that's when we started keeping track of time, of course, because there wasn't anything to keep track of time by, because we count, the rotations of the earth, the revolutions, and keeping track of the years. But when you get into the Bible, it explains everything. I mean, all you have to do is open it up in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. Like I said before, you have time, you have space, you have matter. Now, God created time, He created space, and He created matter. Okay? In Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, it says, in the beginning, there you have time, God created the heavens, there you have space, and the earth. There you have matter. Time, space, and matter. God created it. Now, with God creating time, because that's one thing, like I said, that has perplexed a lot of people. How can God have always been in existence? How can, Christ have always been in existence? How can the Holy Ghost have always been in existence? How can they have always been here? And here's how you explain that, okay? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Time, space, and matter. So if God created time and He created space and He created matter, is God going to be affected by time? Because let's say that I am working on a television, okay? And I'm putting everything together and I build this beautiful TV set. Okay, well, if the TV ends up exploding or blowing up and I ended up doing something wrong, because I would, am I going to be affected by what happened? No, my pocketbook might be a little bit lighter, but other than that, my wallet might be a little bit lighter, but other than that, no, I'm not going to be affected by it because that's my creation. That's something that I designed. If I, craft a radio or something and that radio malfunctions and it doesn't work right, am I going to be affected by my creation? No. I might be stressed and I might, throw it up against the wall, but but I'm not going to be affected by it. Well, that's the exact same way that this works with God creating time, space, and matter. Time did not exist until God created it, so therefore God cannot be affected by His creation. And that's one thing that, I can understand that. I can believe that. But being an atheist, believing that there is no God, that everything came from, nothing, that it's just always been here, it had to have a starting point. There had to have been a point where it began. And I'm sorry, I have a very difficult time understanding that and believing that, because it doesn't make any reasonable sense. And that's why the Bible says that a fool says that there is no God, because it doesn't make sense. Refusing to believe God doesn't do anything for you. It just harms you. And it denies evidence that there is a God. All you have to do is think about it. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you for listening to us tonight. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. And for the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you. God bless and God save.